Good evening, my friends. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso. This is the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to my interview with Peter Radcliffe, contemplative educator extraordinaire. I'm going to unmute his microphone and we can both watch him blush.
Okay.
Welcome to Buddha Joy Meditation School.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A pleasure to be chatting with you after a few days, and great to get to know you a little bit better. And why not do it live in our stream?
So, for which country are you sitting in right now?
Yeah, so I'm in Adelaide, Australia. So South Australia. It's the middle of winter here. And very cold, but still crisp. Still love it. Yeah, so we're in Australia. We do retreats in different parts of Australia and in Bali as well, and we do teaching here around the world through up to 160 leaders, which we assist in running classes, meditation classes from all different traditions all around the world.
So that sounds very, very exciting, because it is unfortunate that those who live their lives as if on retreat, meditating 2 to 6 times a day, every day, would have to spend their energy on anything other than meditating and teaching. And to save them from the chore of playing marketer or salesman is an amazing gift that you're giving to the contemplative world. So, well done, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It's definitely a passion of mine, and it's definitely a need that exists. I mean, there are so many passionate people that are already meditators and want to share that gift to the world. And that number is increasing at an almost exponential amount. You know, every month there's another study that shows, just from a scientific point of view, the benefits of meditation, let alone, you know, obviously the spiritual aspect as well. So
what I'd like you to do is, I'm opening a chat window. Would you please put in your web address, your URL, so people can get to your website?
Yeah, absolutely. So you want me to do that now in the chat window?
I sure do.
So that's
beautiful. And perhaps after the interview, you can email me that link, and I'll make sure it gets in the materials below the video on YouTube.
And I'll just give you
skillfulmind.com.au.
Yeah, and I'll give you a slightly different address for people who want to either learn how to meditate, or in particular learn and be assisted in wanting to teach a class. If you're already an avid meditator and would like to teach a class, you can also go to a slightly similar but slightly different address there.
In which countries are you setting these classes up?
So we have classes now in the US and Canada, Australia obviously, and New Zealand, and then the UK. So the main English-speaking countries at this stage, and then we'll be branching out as we go forward.
Well done, well done. Well, I'll be sure to pass these URLs on. So, what's your favorite style of meditation?
Well, I think what I love myself, and what I find also that other people love, is, like you, Jigme, is I find that wisdom can be found anywhere. So I'll, be straightforward and say that I've studied many traditions. The one that I've studied the most is the Buddhist tradition, and particularly the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, and my main teacher is a Tibetan Buddhist. However, I found inspiration in all the major traditions, the Hindu traditions and the Sufi tradition and the Jain tradition and even the Christian tradition, and also in science. Of course, there's a lot of great work coming to us now from the science of the brain that can help us deepen our meditation practice. So I do have my own personal practices, which tend to be more in the Buddhist tradition, but I spend a lot of the time doing very generic breathing meditations, which are just the core of meditation practice and can apply to everybody all around the world, no matter which tradition they belong to. And
I agree. The universality of the core techniques attributed to Gautama the Buddha transcend all beliefs and all cultures, because everyone breathes. And if they don't, they really will not be around for long.
Absolutely. And everyone lives in the present moment, and so that's where we need to be.
Right. Excellent. Well, I thank you very much for this, your life's work to make the world a better place. It has been said, and people far wiser than myself, that violent political revolutions are not sustainable. The revolutions that last are those predicated on peace, love, and simplicity, and patience, and that the greatest revolutionary work we can do is internally, and that if enough people accomplish the contemplative path, then the world, humanity, will in fact evolve. When we read the various translations of the Satipatthana Sutta as well as the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, we read that this path can be accomplished in as little as 7 years, or 7 months, or 7 fortnights, or 7 weeks, or even in extreme cases, 7 days. There's no reference here of multiple lifetimes, or this is only for special people. You know? And I love this, that any householder meditating just twice a day, every morning and every evening, can accomplish that which Buddha offered in less than a decade. I want to thank you for helping others to make that possible.
Well, I think so. And I think what will facilitate that is when there is more of a mass movement. So once meditation becomes standard, and honestly, it already is, really. There was a time when I would tell people that I was a meditator, and I'd go on meditation retreats, and that was considered pretty out there for an Australian guy. And now when you tell people that we meditate every day, it's standard. It's like just doing a yoga class. Yeah, of course you meditate. That's what, we all should be doing. So as more people take on this attitude, that contemplation and bringing peace to the mind is a standard practice that the world should be doing, that will engender a type of, they call it a group karma, a group energy, which is much more powerful than just the individuals themselves. And that will accelerate, I think, this move towards enlightenment, and allow people to maybe even do what you say, enlightenment in 7 weeks or 7 months or 7 days or whatever.
Well, I agree with you. I think most neuroscientists would agree that as card-carrying mammals, we all have a midbrain, and therefore are hardwired for cooperation, passion, and empathy. And that cooperation, whoopsie, that's the who, boys and girls. That cooperation can help us evolve the species and prolong the life.
And if you cooperate, with the universe, then it often cooperates with you. And I think even our meeting is quite funny and auspicious. And it's quite an interesting fact. I'll tell your listeners this, that when I first got a notification from you, I think it was via LinkedIn or something, I thought, you know, is there some spammer that has found an old name? You know, what's going on here? There's this, because what people don't know is my name is Peter Radcliffe, but when I took refuge, probably some 8 years ago, I guess, my Lama at the time, my guru, gave me the name, you wouldn't believe it, Jigme Gyatso. So my alternate name, my refuge name is Jigme Gyatso. And I thought, how has someone dug up that old name and sent it to me? And I looked in and found out it was you. There you go. So quite coincidental and fortuitous, and it's great to be speaking with you now.
Well, in the words of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons,
absolutely.
Well, Peter, I thank you very much for your time and for making these URLs and your services available to the public. I'll do my best to share them with others. I thank you very much, and I wish you a beautiful rest of the day.
All right, and the same with you. All the best, and I look forward to staying in contact.
All righty then. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Cheers, Jigme.